Hey, I love me some Jewel song.
Yay.
Um, anything you want to say about it before you
Sure.
get
Yeah,
cracking?
so this is from Faust, Gounod's Faust. This is Act 3. Marguerite has come back to her garden in her house, and instead of finding the flowers that Cybele has left for her, she instead sees this casket of jewels that was given to her by Faust. She doesn't know that though, she just sees it and is trying them on, and is basically falling into that kind of spell of Faust. So yeah.
Nice.
I will say the
Yeah,
track that I'm using is pushing me a little bit in the recit and in the song, so I'm, I'm
it's
gonna
a little
try to work
fast.
with it.
Okay.
Okay, let's see. Whoops, you can hear that? Okay. Quelle voix j'ai là, douce
Wow.
Thank you.
Wow, you're really good.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
I mean, I have very little to say about your singing. It was also solid. Tell me a little bit about where you've sung, where you're applying for this year,
So
things
yeah,
like that.
so I'm gonna start my master's at Cincinnati
Hmm.
Conservatory,
Nice,
with Bill McGraw. So
cool.
I'm kind of just getting prepared for that. I did summer programs, K to Sings,
Hmm.
um, but I've never really. I mean, let's see. I've covered La Contessa, so that was the other one I was thinking of
Hmm.
doing.
Sure, sure.
But I did Dido and Aeneas, but I haven't
Hmm.
really done anything other than that. But this is one of my
Yes,
fun arias to sing.
it's hella hard, and you just sang it like it was nothing. Um, so, I mean, the only things that I heard musically that that stuck out were just a couple times you lost breath, and I think maybe some nerves or some. Um, um, but I want to talk to you a little bit about the acting side of this.
Sure.
Um, uh, as you probably know, auditioning is almost as much acting as it is singing, right? Um, and I want to challenge you. And I know doing these, it'd be much easier with a pianist to just start from somewhere. But uh, there was a lot of, you're very good at doing all of the, you know, girl, I don't want to say girly movements, but the spins and the dress twirls and things like that. Um, it's such a fun song, and it's so fun for Marguerite to get to imagine this world she's not in because she is in fact poor. That I'm wondering if you can find a place. Imagining a world you don't live in comes from a place of insecurity. You're only imagining it because you're in the total opposite world.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm wondering if there's a part where we can see that insecurity a
Okay.
little, and I might have missed it while I was looking at the, um, but in the happier part, something, a dichotomy there that would make somebody listening to your audition or watching your audition go, oh shit, that's an interesting choice.
Uh,
Um, because I guarantee you that every that most other sopranos going in to sing this uh, are going to have a similar joyful interpretation, and I think we should find something that sticks out. Um, are you with me on this?
yes, yeah. Well, she does
Um,
have that doubt, I think, when she's like, "This isn't you. This can never be you."
uh-huh,
Yeah.
uh-huh. Yeah, I want to see her struggling to make that a reality.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And take this as just an acting exercise. I don't know, but uh, or I don't know. You could even go have sort of sadness that you don't actually live this life, or uh, um, I don't know. At this point, you're not quite going crazy yet, um,
No.
but maybe we see the hint of you not believing that those jewels are there, or I don't know. So, is there a part that you think that you could take it from that might?
Yeah, I can try. Do you want me to try it with the track again at some point?
Yeah,
Okay.
I just don't know where exactly you would choose. We could do like no, I think maybe it should come before non, non, ce n'est plus ton visage.
Okay.
Um,
We'll see if I can find that.
or,
Let's see.
yeah. Ce n'est plus toi. Ce n'est plus toi.
Is it okay here?
Sure. Okay, I want to stop you for a sec. Yeah, so I maybe the point I'm trying to get at is I'm seeing a lot of you showing an audience or you showing somebody who you are,
Mm-hmm.
and what I want to see is you convincing yourself who you are.
Okay.
So I'm wondering if you were trying to convince your to go into this place that, oh my God, these jewels are real. Yes, you are seeing a queen. Um, I think there is a place to kind of play what you're playing, and uh, and I think we should find a place where you're trying to convince yourself that you are a queen or something, uh,
Okay.
or what is it? Um, yeah, the
Feel like
daughter
it.
of a king.
Right. Okay. So more
Because
of
I
the
imagine. Go ahead.
internal kind of rather than like the gestures and everything.
I I think so. I think with the repeat, there's only so much. Um, all we want to see is your process, and Marguerite is so uh, complex, and she's been through so much. Um, you know, her mother died. Her little sister she was taking care of died. She's she's not wealthy. She doesn't think she's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
She says that very plainly, um, and so you see, she's got a lot of insecurities.
Oh, what? Do we lose you for a sec? Are you there?
So sorry. Let me turn my notifications off so that doesn't happen again. Um, uh, I yeah. So what I'm not getting from you is the reason she cares so much to be the daughter of a king. Does that resonate
Okay.
at all?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would really. If you were rich and you had all the no cares in the world, you would not be singing this song,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Um, uh, and I did see a moment there where you kind of stood still, and you didn't feel the need to show off things. And I was instantly attracted, you know,
Okay.
to that moment. I also want you to do one small thing for me. Uh, would you act just over my head, so like over your camera?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, towards me. I want to see as much action as possible.
Okay. Okay.
So go ahead and think of a moment, and that could be right before the repeat of the Ajuri,
Okay.
that you've experienced all that self doubt and you decide to push it away. Or I'll let you figure out where you want to add that in. But I think less dancey, showy.
Yeah.
I like seeing it every once in a while. Love knowing that you can do that. Love knowing that you can bring out the femininity, you know, old school kind of dress twirly charm. Um, but I really want to see inside your soul on this. I want to see why you're singing this song.
Gotcha. Okay, so do you want me to just go from the first repeat or the second and try that?
Why don't you start from yeah the first is fine.
Okay.
Let's see what you got. Okay. Good. So what I'm loving about this, what I'm noticing, is that you're much more grounded when you take this kind of more humanist approach, and that's so calming to whoever's watching or judging you. So I like that. But I think if you are going to go a little more serious, which of course I asked you to, those need way more justification because people don't do that.
Yeah.
Um,
So
it's
this
very
time instead
texty.
of being like, "Oh my God," it's more of like a, "Oh, whoa." I guess.
Maybe it could
Okay.
be that. Could be anything. Could be you're putting away your self doubt. Could be that you just you're throwing yourself into this new world. Uh, but I think that da 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 needs to be something super extra.
Okay.
Um, Potentially annoying, like an annoying friend who's too loud. I don't know, something unusual um, that you don't do in real life. Uh, and again, I'm giving you a lot of stuff to just think about, and it's hard to do on the spot. But will you start in the same place? And uh, you had, let's see, non non ce n'est plus toi. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, tell me about that. What does that mean to you?
When she says "Non, non, ce n'est plus toi," I think that it's her battle. I think that's where
Yeah,
she is coming to this point where she's seeing. I mean, she just sees this treasure in front of her that she's probably never seen that amount of before in her life,
of
and
course.
she was wrapped up in it for a moment, but then comes back and then realizes, wait a minute. I mean, you're taking these jewels out of this casket. They're not yours, but now you're seeing yourself in another form of the potential you could have if you had
Uh-huh.
this treasure, if you had this power, this royalty, this wealth. And so she's coming back and forth between this isn't right, but this is really, really something that I could find joy and pleasure in. And I know a lot of interpretations of this piece. A lot of people think that it's her coming to um, like her womanhood. Other people say like in a Freudian way, they're like she's becoming and loving herself. or others take it as it's purely just seeing how the how kind of pleasure and all of this stuff that Faust is now infiltrating this purity of Marguerite, and it's basically the spell is overcoming her. So I know there's a
Uh-huh.
lot of different ways to look at it, and it's uh, definitely interesting to see all the kind of interpretations.
I would and I think we should only go for another minute or two just because we got
Yeah.
four more people to get through. But I would err on the side of being as human as possible. Once you start getting into spells taking over and things like that, um, I I don't. People want to see themselves in other characters,
Yeah.
and I can't see myself being taken away by some
Yeah.
devil's spell or whatever. I want to see your human struggle, and so whatever that means to you, why don't you try it one more time?
Sure.
Um, just plant yourself, uh, and then when you're working through this later, using the finding, the putting the jewels on, the touching, those imagery stuff, if you want to do that, make those very specific and very uh, you know use those sparingly, but use what's in your heart and the struggle Marguerite's going through
Okay.
to yeah, try that.
Okay.
That's great. That's great. That's good. Good. I was sucked into that the whole time. I loved it.
Okay.
I loved it. Keep going that way. I love that you'll have the recording of this. And this is, I'm going to say this for everybody that's about to sing today. Uh, um, I, what I said to you earlier, choosing the spot above me. It's a great tip for general auditions above the auditor, and really when you're speaking to something, uh, when you know, and you have all these moments where you're like, is it you? Is it you? No, it's not. Make sure that is at that exact spot every time, so that we know exactly who you're talking to and why you're talking to them. And you start to do that really well. I really loved it. I think you keep working on this, get it as human as possible. Your voice is beautiful. Your instincts are great, and I think this will be an awesome audition piece for you. So good job.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, who do we have next? Let me see here. Angela, is that
Yes,
right?
I'm here. Hi.
All right. Hey, Angela, what's up?
Hi.
Glitter and be good.
Yes, that one. Do you want me just to perform it or like give a preamble as to how I want to transform it?
Yeah, do that. Do that second one.
The second one.
I
So
like a preamble.
all right. So I kind of wanted to reimagine Glitter and Be Gay as like a vengeance aria, like because she's really, I mean, Erin and I were talking about this as I was messaging them, um, that she's been through a shit ton. And yes, most of the time, Kunigunda is played as like an airhead, and it's mostly comic. But you know, I think there's a lot of real pain and trauma there that might be that if she's just like if she's using it as if she plays it more real and is using the whole, you know, section, the whole faster section about like as if she's like plotting to, you know, steal from them or get her revenge, I think it might actually work very. It could. I could be totally off the mark, but you know, this was my approach to the prompt.
I'm totally with you on this. I'm totally
Woo!
with you on this. Go for it. Go
All
for it.
right. Okay. There is my accompanist app. Hold on. So many apps up on my phone. So, all
I
right.
mean, I think you touched on something so important and about humor. Humor has to be real. It has to be
It
from a real
does. Oh, it
place.
totally does. It totally does.
Yeah. So let's do it.
That's the part I play. Here I am in Paris, France. Forced to bend my soul to a solid waste of shame. The righteous road shield me from reproach. Pure as diamond, purify my name. And yet, what these trinkets are endearing. Oh, I forgot myself, there is a star. Oh, I run like a twin carried earring. Oh, if I'm not pure, at least my jewels are. Enough, enough. I'll take their diamond necklace and show my noble stuff. I mean, give the necklace. Oh, 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 observe how bravely I conceal the dreadful shame I feel.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Dang, Aaron, you put together some singers on this masterclass. That was awesome. First, I love your voice. And let's just dive. Well, why don't you tell me how you felt about that first?
Okay. Yes. I was not. I do this from time to time when I'm acting. When I get too into the acting, especially if it's a negative emotion, if the character's feeling a negative emotion, I get too into it and I tense up. So like on the last three notes, like they weren't as free as they were when I wasn't trying so hard to act. Like the E flat, like the first E flat was a lot easier because but I think I was trying to make too much of a climax on the last, at the end of the aria that I kind of froze up and caused restriction in my throat that made it not be as free and the overtone wasn't there.
If you feel that way, okay. I have the same issue when I get into acting. It's just I tighten up as well sometimes. But that's something you obviously know how to sing high notes. You obviously know how to sing. If I remember when I don't remember what role I was doing, but I was struggling with it wasn't even that high. I think it was a G or something, but I consistently couldn't do it. And I remember directors were saying, well, be angry with your lower body and free here. And I couldn't figure that out. I'm a whole body actor. That was very difficult for me. So I think maybe it might be worth your while to take a different acting choice or a different something that still symbolizes pain, but maybe doesn't have to be anger. And just work that into your technique. But we won't work that too much. But I just think that's probably good advice. Trying a different, really similar emotion. So I want to really work on something with you, and it's gonna be. I touched on it in the last song, but I want. You have such good ideas, and I didn't quite see them come across because you didn't have something to focus on.
Yeah.
You didn't have, if you wanted anger, if you wanted to relive something, I I didn't see who you were pointing that at.
Yeah.
Um, and I've, probably nerves, and you're probably thinking about acting choices, or how to sing certain notes. So I want to start. I want to say one more thing, actually. There is something that's so powerful about this aria. Is I love what you were saying, how it's not often played. Her past isn't often played in this area. All the stuff she's been through, like you said, isn't often played. So I like the anger. What I was missing is there is something so important about this aria, that she's gone through a lot. She's going through a lot, and she still kind of likes it. So
like a
there,
sadomasochism sort of thing.
maybe exactly. This aria is so long, and it has so much room for all of these ideas.
Yeah.
I do want to start again.
Okay.
Just at the very beginning. I want you to choose a. So I also saw you looking like you sing with your head tilted up quite a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed that.
Thing. It's because everybody's all taller. I'm like 5 feet tall, so like everybody's eyes are already up there. So it's become a bad habit with me as an actor.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's not going to serve you in an audition, because they're sitting in front of you. You're probably going to be looking at least straight at them. And when you're on stage, everybody's looking up at you.
I know.
So I want you to pick a point as if it's somebody that's your height, and you're speaking right at them, or a mirror if you're speaking right at yourself. A lot of this is her own. This is her convincing herself to do stuff she doesn't want to do, or convincing herself she's not a bad person, or whatever your idea of this is. So I want you to look at yourself. Pretend there's a mirror, and you're convincing yourself. You're trying not to. Or I think your original idea was that you are going to take that anger and put it into some of these motherfuckers.
Into vengeance. Like, her motivation is really like, they're lavishing me with jewels, and it's funny because I basically get all of their wealth and thus some of their power. Not all of their power, but like it's more of a, I don't know if Kunagun, like, I hadn't thought this all the way through, but I guess the idea was that she's maybe she's trying to get like as much of the wealth via the jewels as possible, and like try and make a run for it before the next. It's been a long time since I've done Candide, so I can't remember exactly what falls her next. But that was what I was kind of thinking.
I love it. I think you can keep going with it. I saw the anger moments, but I wasn't quite sure why, or what made those triggers happen.
Yeah, of course.
So I think going through here and trying to find some words that will trigger trauma from your past, instead of just going, I'll be angry here. Why? So you have victimized by bitter circumstance.
My virtue had remained unstained.
Yeah. So I think from the very beginning here, you're there because she's already in this glitter. That's the part I play. Or I'm sorry, chance forced to bend my soul. She's talking about something very specific there, to a sordid role, very specific, victimized by bitter circumstance, very specific. So I want you to think of what Cunegonde is going through, might have gone through, to say this before you've even sang Glitter and Be Gay. So why don't you start over again when you're ready?
Okay. Yeah, sure. All right.
Okay, I'm gonna stop you. I'm gonna stop
Yes.
you. I'm gonna stop you. Uh, when Aaron makes this video public, I really want you to study this because there's something so important about specificity.
Yes, I know, I'm sorry.
Your eyes keep doing this. It keeps going away to think about either, I don't know, what's coming up next, but I don't know where you're going, but it's not here and now. And it's not, you're not telling somebody that, you're not telling yourself, forced to bend my soul to a sorted role. Here, 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 here. This fucking happened to me. And this is what I'm gonna do about it.
Yeah.
You know already what you're gonna do about it.
Couldn't have
Right? It's not,
as the actor.
but both of you.
Okay.
I think Kuniganda knows what's going on. She's also validating what she's doing.
Yeah, that's true. It's as much of a self conviction because I guess it takes. Yeah, I suppose as a lady brought up in a lot of wealth, she doesn't exactly think stealing is terribly moral at that point. So.
No, I mean, and it's not really stealing. She's become a prostitute, right? At this point,
That too,
essentially.
but I mean with the jewels for the revenge.
Oh, I get with you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of this is, but then there's also a tinge of her actually liking it,
Right.
which she might hate even worse than everything. That might be the absolute worst for her.
Oh wait, yeah, that's really true.
Maybe, yeah.
No, that makes a lot of sense, actually. Yeah. That's
like,
what have I become?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I do, and you can play this, maybe you don't believe this or not, but I do think that by the point she starts singing this, she already knows what she's going to say in the whole aria.
Okay.
She said it to herself, and she's tried to convince herself that this is okay a million times, and now she's finally saying it to the audience. There's something so mechanical about it that and poetic that it seems a little more scripted to me than.
No, that makes sense.
I don't know. I'm just talking.
That's okay.
So yeah.
That too.
So I do want you to start, pick a spot above your computer or phone, whatever you're using.
Okay.
And don't leave that spot. That is who you're talking to. That is the inner you. Don't leave there unless it's a very specific reason. And I do want this to start a little more. It's written piano. And see what that color means to you.
Got it. That's the part I play. If I haven't perished, cheerful. I shall never stop by being bright and cheerful. Pearls and ruby rings. Oh, how can worldly things take the place of honor lost? Can they compensate for my fallen state, purchased as they were at such an awful cost? Bracelets, lavaliers, can they dry my tears? Can they blind my eyes to shame? Can the brightest brooch shield me from reproach? Can the purest diamond purify my name? And yet, whilst these strings are in oh, I know so glad my sapphire is a star. Oh, I'm not like a 20-carat me. Oh, if I'm not pure, at least my jewels are. Enough, enough. I'll take their diamond necklace and show my double self. By being gay as reckless.
Okay. I'm gonna stop you. Good. So I really like the way the direction this is going. I want you to be really, really careful about, again, the specificity thing. You're getting into singerisms, holding arms up when they don't need to be up. These kind of getting your body prepared for these high notes. And this art is so hard to not do that because you have to do so much body prep to sing these high notes.
Right. It's a workout.
Yeah, totally. I'm wondering, let me find it. Where was I just, where were you just at? Sorry, I wasn't following you with the music. Oh yeah, enough. I'll take their diamond necklace and show my noble stuff by being gay and reckless. What is enough to you?
Yeah.
What is that?
Good question. To me, enough is enough of taking this lying down, enough of being powerless.
Sure.
That's what it means to me.
Yeah, I love this. If I'm not pure, at least my jewels are. Enough.
Yeah.
Huh. I don't know. For some reason, that the way you deliver that jumped out to me, and I think there's more you can explore that. I could you? I don't know if you probably can't find it right in your music where that right on your app where that is. Can you? Yeah.
I can try.
I think there's something really, really, especially if you're going through all of this doing? Aha, I'm a like my sapphire star. Aha, I'd rather just 20. Aha, if I'm not doing this, my jewels are. There's this. It feels a little blah, 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 and then enough, enough. There's a very grounding moment there.
You are correct. But what about the first enough enough? I mean,
Which one?
I know that's kind of for me to figure out. She sings enough enough twice.
Uh,
It's enough of being basically tearful. So I'll show my number stuff by being bright and cheerful. So that's, I think that's definitely got to be something different if you want the second enough to have that kind of bang, that beat.
Yeah.
If you will.
Yeah. I think you can definitely make something of that. I feel on this enough enough.
Okay.
Is a change, is a choice.
Yes.
All of a sudden, that's different from what you were singing. Even though you might have had this plan of how your life's going, how everything's going, enough.
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe some giant shift. Sure, it could be there.
All right. Let me see what I can find, if I can do it. Okay, I was like so close. Maybe I'll do a little.
Okay, one more time.
Okay.
One more time. We're just gonna go do this small chunk again.
Okay.
I like the direction you're going. I lost a little bit of your power because your eyes were going side to side.
God damn it! I'm sorry. It's literally the worst tick I've literally been working on like my entire life.
Keep looking. Keep finding that spot. And then I want this last to really mean something. I don't care what. You don't have to tell me. I don't want it to be about high notes.
Okay. Yeah, I got it.
Okay, and then we'll stop over there after that. We'll stop after that and go to the next person.
Yeah, of course. Now I gotta go back to work.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Good.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Wasn't sure.
Great. Great. I love that. I think those choices are awesome.
Thank you.
Keep going with them.
The high note space a little bit, but yeah.
Such as opera. All right. Great job. Great job.
Thank you.
Right. You're welcome. Have fun back at work.
Yeah.
Okay. Next, we've got Catherine.
Hello. Can you
Hey,
hear
Catherine,
me and
what's
see
up?
me? I'm doing all right.
Perfectly well. All right. We've got you singing Batti Batti, O bel masetto.
Yes.
All right. Do you want to say anything about this or jump right in?
I just want to say one thing.
Go for it.
My notifications are also popping up. I chose this today because I wanted to play with the idea of what if Zerlina were not female or, not how she is typically played. So
okay.
Just a little what if. So
Love
I'm
it.
going to switch to other headphones and
Okay.
I'll see you guys at the other end.
All right.
Ma se colpa io non ho, ma se da lui ingannata rimasi. vita mia, pace, vita mia, in contento ed allegria, non te ne vogliamo passare. Sì, 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 non te ne vogliamo passare. Sì, 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 non te ne vogliamo passare. Vogliamo passare. Vogliamo passare.
All right.
Let me get over there so I can hear you.
Okay, so I think we had a little issue. We couldn't hear your piano at all.
Oh no, that's
Um,
easy to fix.
but your voice sounded beautiful.
Thank you.
So I didn't have a problem not stopping.
Yeah.
Okay, so would you just briefly talk about this aria?
So, Zerlina has, sorry, I think maybe Tarda promised me with the Bluetooth. So, Zerlina has been wooed by Don Giovanni on her wedding day, and she's maybe allowed herself to be wooed a little bit. She hasn't, it's a question of whether she crossed the line or not, and Mazzetto is jealous enough that he's like, get out of here, how could you do this, I'm so mad at you, and this is her attempt to get him back on her side. And
Yes.
convince him, I didn't do anything.
So then tell me your take on Bhatti.
So it's actually changed somewhat. It used to be in my mind more of a, I think more of attitude of not worry, but more, I guess, of her more in pain, I guess, of like, please, I'm sorry, more apologetic. And I had a switch recently to try to make it more invitational, of more wooing him back instead of just being sorry and begging.
Yeah, I definitely saw that, and I like seeing that. I do think since she says it so many times, or that since it's an overarching theme, that there must be some form of apology.
Yeah.
Right. And you might not think that, however you decide to interpret this. But I imagine realistically that even if she doesn't feel bad about it, she needs to say the right things to get Mazzetto back, right? Yeah. And men have just the worst. Men are the worst. We have those egos, you know. Tell me about the cell phone thing.
Oh, so that's just because I'm using App Accompanist and I had to change the tempo. So I tried to make it per the character. Like,
gotcha.
I don't care what you do. That's literally what it was.
I was interested.
I was like, let me make it per the character instead of just awkwardly changing the tempo to slow it down.
Okay, so good. Okay. So then I just want to work a couple of things that that I think are really important, and really it's all about beats. So you know, the whole recit can be considered one beat, let's say. Bati Bati through Jesus. Well, through your next Bati Bati. I don't know. Whenever you decide to switch. What I'm seeing is a lot of foot wandering.
Oh, okay.
And I think I talked about this, you know, this audition technique. I don't know why I keep talking about auditioning, maybe because I feel like everybody's auditioning for me over here. But this is the same for on stage. I think you're a very sure character. And when you told me that you're thinking the Bhatti Bhatti is more of a invitation or something a little maybe sexier, I think you know what you're doing, and the wandering of the feet looks less powerful. So and similar, pick a spot.
Yeah.
You're talking to one person, and we want to see the communication between you and when I'm watching you do this, and it's the same with somebody in an audition panel or same in an audience. If you're looking straight out and staring at something, they know instinctively that you're talking to that you're communicating your heart to something. So why don't you start over again? I want you to really get grounded. Plant both feet there. If you move, have it be for a reason. The reason could actually be I'm comfortable standing here. It could be based in reality, but then turn that into your Zerlina's reality. So I want to see less kind of movement here and there, and a really specific spot. But otherwise, you sang it really beautifully. So, and I hope I can hear the piano this time.
Yeah, let's well, I think
test run.
But,
Okay. Let me stop it. Great. So yeah, it may be a hair too loud. If you turn down a little bit, you're very good at grounding yourself. I really like that. I think watch yourself if you rewatch this. The upper hands are coming out every once in a while. I do it too. So
it's one or the other. Either
yeah, well, and it's hard when you don't have props, when you don't have an actual person. But I never watch somebody grounded and standing still and giving me truth and think, God, I wish they'd move their arms.
Yeah.
But some reason we think, let me do something. You standing there and telling me something is really interesting. And I enjoyed that a lot as you're going. It was the space before La Chero that needs more specificity. You knew something had to happen there. I'm not sure I saw exactly what you were trying to convey before you say La Chero. I could see that maybe you had an idea of maybe what Mazzetto was doing. You were reacting to that. But could you think of something that, I don't know, can you think of something that you could do there that?
I guess my thought is, in my mind, what I have just said to him is not working, and I'm trying to think of how else to what other bait to throw, so to speak.
Yeah. So what it looked like to me is, because your focus is so nice and so attractive to an audience, when you kind of go, okay, let me think of something else, I lost your thought process.
Mm-hmm.
I saw your actions, but I lost your thought, and you have a very, um, I can see what you're thinking. And as soon as you went like this, and I'm not sure it was totally thought out from you, um, uh, it it got less interesting than if I were just to watch you sit there and think,
Mm-hmm.
and really think about, oh my God, what am I supposed to do next? Because your face will automatically move when you have that. Does this make any?
So actually think it, don't show it. So
Exactly,
yeah,
exactly.
okay. I got
Yeah, and why you're about to say what you're going to say, and why, um, you could still do whatever. Feel free to move as much as you want, as long as you've thought it's real and grounded in what you're about to say next. Um, uh, do you want to try that?
Yeah, right from that moment, or from
Yeah, if you could do, yeah, right
that?
before that. I want to see the space, and I want to see what you do when you don't have anything to say.
Mm-hmm. Let me find
So it could be bati bati la tua Selina.
a couple of beats before that.
Okay.
Okay, let me see.
Yeah. Great, great, great. I That moved me. I don't know about anybody else, but that was so clear. And if you were going for, um, trying to lure him a little or something, I mean, something showed. I saw your thinking. I thought, what is she thinking? And I could watch all day. You didn't move, but you were very specific somehow. Whatever you were thinking, uh, that's great. We're running out of time, and so I could spend another 30 minutes with you, but I think it's amazing how interested I was in what you were thinking. I was totally glued to you. So I think keep going in that direction, and you're gonna really have the audience on your side. Cool. All right.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for singing. You're great.
Thank you.
All right, here we go. Next person. Um, who we got? Fisbin. Is that right?
Yes, Fisbin, Céline Fisbin. Do you hear me?
Oh, there you are. Hi, I'm Josh.
Hi. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
Céline.
Oh, Celine. That's your first name, Celine. Gotcha.
Yeah.
I had it backwards.
Fis-
You're gonna sing Fête lui.
Yeah, so it's Siebel from
Yes.
Ghost. It's Faites-lui mes aveux. So Siebel is a young boy in love with Marguerite, and he's talking to flowers that he wants to offer to Marguerite. So he says he wants them to tell Marguerite his love for her because he's the friend of Valentin, his brother. So he has to protect Marguerite and watch after her.
Yes, yes. All of us Americans over here, take notes on how good your French is going to be.
Yeah, better than my English.
Your English is perfect. Okay, go for it.
Faites-lui mes aveux, portez mes vœux. Fleurs écloses près de
Voilà.
Ah, it's hard.
How do you?
I try to fix my look on the window.
Good. So it's very difficult because you have to do two things. You have to look at one point,
Yeah.
but then you have to pretend it's somebody or yourself, or you know.
Yeah,
um,
and he likes
uh,
to speak with himself, I think, Siebel, because
I,
he's lonely. Every time he tries to talk with Marguerite, Mephistopheles tries to put him away. So
uh,
talk to Marguerite is so unfair, I think.
uh, absolutely. I think it switches from you to Marguerite, maybe. Ooh. Uh, Definitely on Baiser. You imagine
Yeah.
kissing Margarita, yeah. Um, uh, okay, I want you to start over again completely. Okay. First of all, beautiful, great job. How did you feel about this?
Actually great. But sometimes
Good.
I was afraid. I was like, oh my God, how is it going to sound like? But I try to sing and focus.
You don't have to worry about that. It sounded beautiful, and this is my favorite operas, and I sing Faust, so it's one of my favorite roles.
I saw
Um,
it on the site. I saw Faust. I was like, oh yes, he's gonna like it.
yes, I do. I do. Faites-lui mes aveux. I think there before that. I want to see something in you boils over into, yeah, and that will start the mood of Siebel. Right, Siebel is very
Yeah.
youth, yeah. So pick that spot. Look at that one spot, and get very excited about what you're seeing. Okay. Try it over.
Faites-lui mes aveux, portez mes vœux. Fleurs écloses près d'elle, dites-lui qu'elle est belle, que mon cœur lui déchire d'amour. Faites-lui mes aveux, portez mes vœux. Révélez à son âme le secret de ma flamme qui s'exhale avec moi parfum plus doux. I cannot hear you. You have cut.
Sorry. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Do you, Marguerite, gets your flowers?
I didn't hear. I'm sorry.
Can you hear me?
What I say? Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Tell me if you can hear me. What do you think will happen, Marguerite? Okay. Is this better?
Yeah.
Can you hear me better? Okay. What do you think will happen, Marguerite?
When she hears Siebel, you mean?
When Marguerite finds your flowers, what does Siebel think will happen?
Well, there's a duet at the end where it's often cut from operas, and he says, he says, "I love you," but as a sister, I will love you as a sister, and I feel like it's weird because I thought that he loves her because he's a young boy, just like Cherubino with the Countess, you know. And maybe it's like he wants to be her brother, looking after her, just like Valentin did. Maybe it's like a model for him. I don't know. And I don't know if it's a love, like sexual love, or more platonic. I don't know if you say that in platonic love.
Yeah, platonic. Yeah, I don't think people sing arias about wanting to be a brother or sister.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
sure.
And I think, if I'm not mistaken, does that duet come after Valentin's death?
Before.
Before. Oh, yeah, I don't know. I think I think when you have the choice between a sexual relationship and a fraternal relationship, for a young man, I think you've got to play the young hormones and the young sexual desires. So I ask you this because I think this beginning, have to be thinking about what's going to happen when she finds the flowers, which hopefully means
Yeah,
something
maybe
romantic.
maybe he thinks that she loves him back. I don't know.
I think so. I think so.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. But however you want to interpret it, I want to see that that Cybele already has the end goal in mind. Once Marguerite finds the flowers, they're gonna have sex for sure. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Very exciting.
Okay, that's true.
Very, very exciting. So I don't know. I could be too shallow, but I think have something in mind, have some end idea in mind when you're singing this first part. Now try again.
Okay.
Okay.
Faites-lui mes aveux, portez mes vœux, flots écloses près d'elle. Dites-lui qu'elle est belle, que mon cœur est toujours nourri d'amour. Faites-lui mes aveux, portez mes vœux. Révélez à son âme le secret de ma flamme qui s'exhale avec moi au parfum plus doux.
Yeah. So I think definitely les à son le secret de ma not yeah.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
gonna keep trying. Better?
Now, yes.
Yeah, I'll turn it off. Maybe it'll help. Can you hear me better now?
Yeah.
Okay. I think les à son âme le secret de ma flamme.
Oui, le secret de ma flamme.
Yeah, it does not. It is very romantic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this sentence means he does not want to be a family member. Means he wants to be a lover.
Yes. Right.
You think so? You think?
Yes.
So I still think that you can show a little more excitement with this idea. Have you ever felt like you've been in love with somebody?
Yeah. Yeah,
A little bit.
like
Yeah.
attraction, you know, to someone. Yeah.
Exciting. Yeah. I want to feel that.
Mm.
Okay. I know it's hard to sing with your recording, um, but don't worry about it. Just sing with this excitement.
Okay.
Okay. Try again.
Fais-lui mes aveux, portez mes vœux, phrase éclose près d'elle, dites-lui qu'elle est belle, que mon cœur lui déjeune d'amour. Faites-lui mes aveux, portez mes vœux, révélez à son âme le secret de la flamme qui s'exhale avec moi au parfum plus doux. Hélas, ce sorcier que Dieu donne m'a porté malheur. Je ne puis sans qu'elle se fane toucher une fleur. Si je trempais mes doigts dans l'eau bénite, c'est là que chaque soir vient briller Marguerite. Voyons maintenant, voyons vite, elle se fane. Non, Satan, je lis les doigts. C'est en vous que j'ai foi parler.
Okay. So for I think this Satan, je ris de toi.
Mm.
Plant yourself, stand very still, look at Satan in the eyes, and tell him, yeah? Because Siabel is very strong, very, very good, and not afraid of Satan.
Yeah.
Yeah?
That's very bold of him.
Very bold, especially for people who really believe in this thing. And he just saw these flowers wilt right in front of him, right? He saw the devil work, and he said, "No, fuck you." Yeah. I want to see that. And then let's see how much time. Yeah, can you do that? Is there any way you can find that on your music? Maybe je ne puis sans qu'elle se fane.
Okay.
Push.
Si je trempais mes doigts dans l'eau bénite, c'est là que chaque soir vient briller Marguerite. Voyons maintenant, voyons vite, elle se fane. Non, Satan, je ris des doigts. C'est en vous que j'ai foi, allez pour moi. Qu'elle puisse connaître les mots qu'elle a pénètrent et dans mon gâteau la voix parler. C'est en vous que j'ai foi, parler pour moi. C'est l'amour des farouches
Good, good. I just want to. I noticed something very interesting. So you have a habit of doing this with your a lot, but at one point you pointed, and some acting teachers think that pointing's bad for some reason. But what you did was specific, and I liked it. So I want you to relax your arms and only bring your arms up when you have something to say. Yeah. You don't.
Chaque soir, c'est là que chaque soir vient prier. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. And I've done this before when I sing Romeo and we talk about baiser. Most directors, for some reason, want us to touch our face, touch our lips. I have never in my life, in real life, thought about kissing somebody and touched my face. I don't know if you have. Maybe I'm weird, but I don't have to show what I'm thinking. So if you're saying un baiser, try keeping your arms down and imagining the baiser between you and Marguerite. Okay? Okay. Yeah.
I don't, sorry.
Okay, one more thing, real quick. We have 30 seconds. I want you to think about the kiss. Think about the most romantic kiss of your life before you say "I'm busy."
Okay.
Not at the very end. Yeah, think of it beforehand, and that makes you say, talk about it. So again, one more time.
Okay.
Good. Keep getting specific with this. I think when you have a real piano player, really live in that last baiser, make it very.
Not much time, so
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I hope to hear it with you with an orchestra one day. And then I'll.
Maybe.
Okay, so yeah, I think be very specific. Watch that hand, and really live in that in those memories and that imagination play. So, okay, we've got to go on. Thank you so much. Beautiful singing. Nice to meet you. All right, I think Michael's last. Oh, nice background.
It's the Act One of the Act One set. Yeah,
I love it.
I put the extra effort in just for you, Josh.
Beautiful. Do you want to say anything, or you just want to hop right in?
Let's just hop right in here.
Okay.
I've done enough watching and listening from this Puccini watch through, so I'm fairly certain I know a whole lot about this opera.
Okay, good. Yeah.
Okay, it's a lot. This is the long intro, so
Okay.
What happened?
Oh no, and is there also any way to point your camera down a little further?
Oh yeah, sure. It froze for some reason. That's really strange. Hold on, maybe if I just like reset the whole thing. Here we go.
I was sorry to say he's singing Recondita Armonia from Tosca
Yeah.
by Puccini.
Here, I'm just gonna take it off of the drive, and that should work. I'm having internet issues.
It seems so much more prevalent these days to have internet issues when we all
Yeah.
rely on it so heavily.
Well, but okay, so to give background for the audience, this is the Act One aria for the tenor in Tosca, and he is a painter. Ah, got it here. He is a painter, and he is working in a famous church that's actually a real place in Rome, and he really doesn't, he hasn't encountered anybody yet. This is him working, and he kind of has the sacristan off to the side who's like puttering around, but he doesn't know that his friend is running from the cops yet. That's like not until after he's actually interacted with Tosca, and then he like runs on and all that. So this is like his very first entrance of the opera, thinking about the woman he loves while he paints a woman who has different colored eyes from the one that he loves. Um, Go figure. All right, let's try this out.
L'arte nel suo mistero le diverse bellezze insiem confonde, ma lei ritrar costei il mio solo pensiero, il mio sol pensier sei tu, Tosca, sei tu.
Bravo!
Thank you.
Great. How'd you feel? How'd that feel?
Oh, just starts with fine. It was good. I definitely felt that I kind of lost connection with the text somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
I was also trying to listen for the recording too, but
Of course,
it
of
was
course.
kind of like cutting in and out. And my speaker's not really loud enough for me to hear what's going on.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I think there was a point in there I felt really invested right up until L'arte nel suo mistero, and I was like a little like, where am I right now?
You know, it's funny you say that because L'arte nel suo mistero looked the most natural to me. And maybe it was because you went, oh, shit, what am I supposed to do? Or I don't know. But I actually liked you just kind of going, this is me.
Yeah.
I want to talk about the beginning. You know, what does recondita armonia mean? Do you know?
Hidden harmonies, or like
Uh,
omniscient harmonies.
yeah, it's very something a painter would say about his own painting, right? Or um, uh, I I want I, I think you should go one way or the other here, acting wise, and let me know if you know I'm talking mainly about acting in this masterclass. So if you want to talk anything else, let me know. But
Mm-hmm.
because the intro was so long, I think if you were actually doing this as an audition, you'd probably cut it.
Oh yeah,
But
it's yeah.
yeah, but I think I want to. I didn't see you looking at your painting. I know that sounds really stupid, and yeah, I I I want the level of specificity that acting takes, that real acting takes, is just as much as real singing takes. Um, you know, we know what we're doing when we're singing. We
Mm.
practice, we're measured. And I really, really, really want this first moment to see you just gushing over this, whether it's your actual creation or whether it's Tosca or both, whatever.
Actually, I just had a thought about this that was really interesting because as soon as you said why would a painter say this, it made me realize. So like he's in a church. There's an organ in the church. And it's probably like if he's hearing this long intro for the aria, and it just
Uh-huh.
happens to be like someone practicing off in the distance, and he kind of like realizes the irony of it all. That like he's in a church, he's working on this painting, and he's so lost in the painting of this woman that he's doing that he's like, why did I paint her eyes blue? My love's eyes are brown. But like it's so ironic that I'm in a church doing this and I'm painting the Madonna while the organ's going on in the background, you know.
I, I love it. I think it's things like that. I want to see that thought process
Mm-hmm.
uh, before you sing your first note. Um, so even I don't generally think it's very effective to pretend you're painting in an audition, but you can think of this as a real performance, whatever you want. But if you could start like just 4 or 5 bars before you actually come in by any chance,
Yeah, I think I can do. Oh yeah,
I
I
want
can
to see
skip 5 minutes.
exactly. Yeah, I want to see exactly what you described. That weird thing about all these different mediums coming together, and how ironic or how whatever, however that touched you. I want to see that moment bring out words in your mouth.
Mm-hmm. All right, I think I just skipped 10 seconds. Let's see how this goes.
Okay.
There we go.
Recondita armonia
now let's use that for this next phrase. And your dynamics were great. You went down to piano on la dente amante. Take this moment to really get into this relaxed, happy place. And I don't know what the shift is here. Do you have any idea of what?
In the
And this is still written piano.
Hmm.
You don't have to do it, but I think that's really interesting about how he feels about where he is.
Well, I mean, like the text, like the E te beta dignota is like the there's this, like, he's talking about this, like, this unknown beauty that so he, like, first he shifts, he's talking about Tosca, and then he's like, but then I have this painting in front of me, this because if I remember correctly in the story, when he gets to the the duet with Tosca, she brings it up. She looks at the painting.
He's super jealous.
Like, why does this person not? Why is this person looking at me weird? You know, like, or why does this lady not look like me? And then he reveals that it's like some mysterious woman that he's seen in the church, kind of thing. So he's probably like weighing the differences between, like, I'm so passionately in love with my opera singer girlfriend, but there's still that little mystery of not knowing who's sitting in the pew over there while I'm working, you know?
Oh, great. I want to see that.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. I think I can go like 10 seconds back here. Let's see. Oh wait, hold on. Let me like skip it back a little bit more.
No. Did we lose Michael or did we lose everybody?
We lost Michael.
Oh,
I was like,
that was so
oh no,
good.
it was so good.
Well, we got 5 minutes. Hopefully we can get him back somehow.
Yeah, hopefully.
Michael. It's amazing what just thinking deeper about stuff really does.
Well, that's part of acting, is it not? To become.
Singing, yeah. Sorry, go ahead. What were you saying?
Wait, who?
Did you just say something? You, Aaron.
Oh, me. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out what's going on with Michael.
Maybe we lost his connection.
I know. I forgot what I was doing. Hold on. It's part of becoming. You have to put yourself in the present moment with that thought process, because otherwise, if you try to create something, you're not becoming something.
Agreed. And it's really like the later steps, right? Once you can't think about.
Oh no. Okay, Michael.
Here we go.
We lost you completely, and then I saw you, and I was
no.
like, no, I don't know what's going on.
Here, wait, hold on. Is my phone even like charging right now?
Your video's gone.
Oh no. Okay, I'm good. I don't know why I got kicked out. All right, I'm here. There we go.
I'm gonna mute myself. I was just here for filler.
Thank you.
All right, bye.
Hey, Michael, great job. Keep thinking about these beats. Puccini writes these giant emotion shifts, and you're doing really great with them. And I want to keep seeing these. So good job.
Mhm. Cool. So wait, what are we doing right now?
So you left off on. I want to hear you start that shift from.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's probably, yeah, where it like. Uh,
This aria is so short that we can probably get through this with enough time. You're really
Yeah.
grounded. You're doing a great job out standing still. Every once in a while, on that first go round, there was some nebulous hand movements.
yeah.
But now that you're getting more specific, I'm really loving it. So I want to see more.
All right. There we go.
Michael? Michael, can you hear me? Beautiful. I'm going to ask you to do one more thing, okay? There's one more shift that you missed, I think. That there's one more beat that I think we can really play here. That still has this kind of feel. Il mio solo pensiero. This growing thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It kind of starts on but you're not at forte until mio sol.
Yeah.
So what I'm seeing in your body language is I can see that you're looking at the painting. I can see that you're taking it all in. And that has its place. I want to see you looking on the inside for a moment.
Yeah.
Al mio sol pensier sei tu Tosca, right? Tosca. That's your love. That's not the painting. That's not the cathedral. That's you. So let it grow from. It's this weird backwards thing where you have this giant, beautiful painting that you're looking at, and that should be the biggest thing on stage. But by the end, the biggest thing is really small and internal. So I don't know. Try that just from yeah. And then we'll call it a day because my wife's got to get back to work. She came home for 2 hours just so I could do this to watch the baby. I know. She's the real hero here.
Diverse bellezze insieme il mio solo pensiero
Bravo and bravi, everybody. I have to go for at least a few minutes, maybe. If you guys are doing an after thing, I'll see it. But Michael, that's beautiful. I think your acting impulses are really, really nice. Go natural because you read really well.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, everybody. I gotta head out. Thanks for letting me do this. I love you all. I love the geese.
Thanks, Josh.
Thank you.
And tell Chelsea thank you. I didn't know she came home from work.
Yeah, she's the best.
I
And
wonder
if,
what made you do that. I feel so bad.
and if anybody wants to talk, find me on Facebook. Reach out. You can have my email. Feel free to talk. Or if you have any more questions or anything. So, okay, I'll talk to you later.
Right.
Bye-bye.
Hey, Josh.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to stop the recording, but if you guys want to unmute, you're welcome to, so we can talk. Okay, recording.
Hey, Leanne.
Mom. Aaron.
Oh, God, sorry. All right. It was great.